So all I can see is Chickasha board meeting date.
Yeah, it'll pop down here in a minute, Robin.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
You're ready to go.
All right, thanks, sir. All right, I hereby open the special. Yep. I hereby open special board meeting via video conference of the Board of Education of Chickasha Public School District 26 I-001. The meeting was properly posted in compliance with the Oklahoma Open Meetings Act 25 OS sections 301 through 314 at 6:04 p.m. All right, call roll, please.
McGill,
Here.
Morse,
Oh, I'm here.
Allen,
Here.
Gertis,
Here.
and Clint.
Here.
All right.
All right. I will do the Pledge of Allegiance. You can look at my screen or Rick's screen. We're good. All right. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the
and to the
republic
republic
for which it stands,
for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty and
liberty and
justice.
justice for all.
All right. I did not receive any emails in the form of public comment. Rick?
I did not either, sir.
All right, so that takes care of item 4. We just welcome the public, and just a reminder, anything you guys would like to address at the next board meeting that you would normally come and address in front of us, just please send an email to Mr. Rick Crosland or myself, and we will handle those over the video conference. All right, item 5, recognition of Chicken Express employees for the month of May, athletics and transportation. Jerry, Don, and Dan, I guess, are they gonna chime in here?
Go ahead, Jerry, Don.
Okay, can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so the certified employee of the month would be baseball coach Jeff Brewer. Man, he just puts in so many hours on our baseball fields, and has just come in the first year and done a great job and just works his tail off. So we're happy to have him.
Support employee of the month is Deborah Bryant. Deborah's been driving a bus for quite a while, and she's been a big help to us, does a great job.
All right. Well, thank you to those employees. We appreciate them and appreciate all that all of our people do for our kids and for the district. All right. Motion and vote to approve or not approve new contract with Appropriate Language Services Agreement for Interpretation Services. Item 6. Pam, do you have anything extra to add? Oh,
I'm actually not seeing her on the meeting.
She's texting that she can't find the link.
So it was sent on May 5th.
Mhm.
I'm sending it to her.
Perfect.
Okay. While she's getting on, I mean, I know that she sent the new form that Rick and Jennifer have had people fill out that kind of gives you an idea of what it is and what the admin recommendation is, and with the contract looked pretty straightforward. I don't really have any questions on this for her.
I can tell you that this is something that we used in Shawnee. It's very cost affordable, but also provides a lot of, you can either do documents or phone calls with parents. So it does a lot of translation documents with that. And it's also something that's kind of needed with our monitoring that we just currently had.
Jennifer, I have a question.
Yes.
It says $1.35 each minute after 60 minutes. Is that accumulatively as a district or per client?
Well, it would be not per client. That's accumulatively as a district.
So as a district, we get 60 full minutes before anything starts accruing.
Charging, yes,
Okay, so I'm assuming that's just a general total as well.
that's correct. But, it's not very expensive because you only use it when you need it. It's not
Sure.
like we have to spend, a big bulk of money. It's just only when we use it.
Okay, I just didn't know if when those are used for paperwork and things like that, do we have to then allocate how many per client used, how many minutes to then try and, get to the aggregate total, or how they, what our paperwork responsibility is on our side to track all of it.
I think they track it and they invoice us is how it would be.
Okay.
I mean, we would have tracking probably on our side too, but for the most part, it's going to be them invoicing us.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Is it just Spanish?
No. It says
No.
other, it also says non-Spanish.
It's non-Spanish too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, 2 different rates.
Okay, got it. And sign language, I guess I saw that.
Yeah, it should do all of the languages, and that's one of the pluses about the company is it, we had some unique student come in from
Yeah.
who knows where, that we could probably have services through them.
Hey, Rick, I have a question for you on this.
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
this something that we need to now get a sign language interpreter for our public session of the meeting?
We could. We have had a request already for graduation.
I just didn't know if it would help us if we're using a service anyway. Is that something that most are doing that we are not, that we might need to do or maybe look at?
I think it's something we could look at. I'd like to hear, probably would check with OSSBA and see if they have like any type of service or something that can help us out, because we'll take that 60 minutes easy in a board meeting.
That's kind of what I wondered was,
Mhm.
it didn't necessarily go hand in hand. It just brought the conversation to mind.
Yeah, let me do some checking on that and I'll get back with you, Lori.
You might be able to get a student from USAO since they have several classes in American Sign Language.
That's another good point.
That's awesome. And they might need hours or something.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
They
Excellent.
might be able to get credit for it.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Right. Any other questions on item 6?
I move that we approve the item 6.
Second, Ellen.
Contract with Proprio Language Services Agreement.
Cliff made the motion. Alan second.
All right.
Okay, if there's no other discussion, call roll, please.
Gill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Gertis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. Item 7, motion and vote to approve or not approve Grand Avenue Elementary PTO fundraising request.
I guess I'm just wondering why it's on here all by itself. It's for next year. Why are we not doing this with all the other sanctioning and fundraising requests?
Daryl's ahead of the game. She's on it.
I also thought we were going to change the sort of format and how they turned them in. I thought we were going to
Me
kind of
too.
standardize that.
We originally talked about a template that everyone would be consistent on.
With like different like where they had like the rules and all that stuff, like how they do officers and just some of the information. I don't know.
That's the sanctioning of the
Clubs. Yeah.
different groups that you're thinking of.
But why are we doing this as a fundraiser request when we should be sanctioning Grand Avenue PTO?
And I sent the sanctioning application in
Can
with
you guys-
that. So I don't know why that one wasn't with it on the agenda.
So they came in together?
Yes.
Okay.
Earth, who'd you send it to?
I think Rochelle, I would have to go back and look at my email. I'm not positive though. I can do that really quick.
Well, if, I know we have talked about this a couple times, mainly our stuff that Kara was referring to on the same format and looking for all the same things. I know Jennifer something talked about before as well. That was on the sanctioning of the organizations for each calendar year, which we did a lot better this last year as far as making sure we got all the paperwork, officers listed, their governing documents up to date and all that called out. So if we want to not approve fundraisers for the organizations for next calendar year until we get the sanctioning, we can just pull this one and get it later. Dareth got it in ahead of time, but it looks like we would rather make sure we have the other piece. Is that what everybody wants to do?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna make a motion that we table it and do it with the rest.
Let's just pull it. That way, if for some reason they don't have it ready in June, then table it. We really need to put a date to it.
Okay.
Let's just-
Jennifer, can we get that new template done? Do you remember who was gonna draw that up?
I don't remember, but yes, we can get the template done for June and get it out to all the schools.
Because I think this will probably now, hers will be easy for her to transfer, but I think now they're probably all gonna be now clamoring, what's the template now we're supposed to use? So
Right.
might as well get that rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, Jennifer, I also need clarification. If we're approving the sanctioning and all of that is listed on sanctioning, we don't have to do individual fundraiser approval request forms, correct?
Only, yes. So if we do the sanctioning and we have the template, the fundraisers are included in that. Now, if they come up with an additional one throughout the year, then you would have to have
Right.
the
Okay.
fundraiser approved.
So you'll clarify all of that when you send out this paperwork.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I have somebody that keeps popping up on my screen that's doesn't look like he's from Chickasha Public Schools.
That is Zach, our bond agent.
Got it. Okay.
Hi, Zach.
I'm okay. I'm supposed to be here, I think.
Good.
Hi, Zach.
You
At least
He's
he's
a little paranoid. So
At least I'm dressed from the top up.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
I was wondering, but wasn't going to ask. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to pull 7 and we'll resume that later. Jennifer will work on the new template, communicate that to all sites so they can communicate with PTO groups and other activity account group. Okay.
Problem.
So that brings us to item 8. Discussion and vote to approve or not approve a resolution authorizing the sale of the district's general obligation building bonds, federally taxable series 2020, and to fix the time and place for sale of the bonds, the amount of the bonds to mature each year, and authorizing the clerk to give notice of the sale as required by law. Rick and Zach, I think you guys are up here.
Yep. So I'd like to, I'm going to take just a quick detour. I want to introduce Seth Meyer to everyone real fast. He's our new Executive Director of Curriculum and Personnel. And so he's joining us tonight. And so you can see his face and put a face and a name together. So I just want to say welcome, Seth. We're excited to have you here in the district.
Thanks, Mr. Crosland. I'm excited to be here too. I've met most of you, I think, either virtually or through email or in person. And so I've been spending about a half a day a week collaborating with the leadership team. And I think it's just going to be a really good transition and a really good fit. And I'll be down there on a daily basis in about a month. So thanks for having me. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Seth.
Welcome.
All right. So I'd like to introduce Zach Robinson. He's our bond advisor. And so Zach, I'm going to turn this over to you to take us through this item, please.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's great to see everyone. This is the board action item where you authorize the sale of your bonds. This will be the sixth series in the 2010 election. So this was the a planned amount at this time. So these bonds are already voter approved. So we are doing 5,015,000, which will be a 3-year final payoff. And so the bonds will start to pay off in year 2, which is the earliest that they can begin to pay under Oklahoma law. You can't have principal in year 1 just because of the timing of the ad valorem receipts via the county. So we're going to begin in year 2 in the amount of $2,370,000, and then they'll pay off in year 3 in the amount of $2,645,000. So this is the required action item where you as a board authorize the sale of the bonds. So the primary things that we are trying to set here are the time and the date for the bids to be due, as well as the meeting to award the bonds to the bidder. So we have tentatively held that for June 16th at noon for the meeting to award. I don't know if that's been confirmed or not yet. Has that, sir, been confirmed, Mr. Crosland?
I have asked them. I texted them earlier today, and I wanted to see tonight if they needed that date or if we need to look for another one.
Yep, and that's great. And so the primary thing isn't that it's on the 16th. It's just that the bids are due and the award is made on the same day. So oftentimes we have the bids due at 11 o'clock in the morning or something like that, and then we award them at a meeting shortly thereafter in the afternoon or that evening. So we just want to have it be on the same day. So June 16th is is a day that works, and that's fine. If it's the 17th or the 18th, we are looking at that week, and so the only time that really wouldn't work for the meeting is Monday morning, just because we couldn't get the bids in that early and award. So anything after 1 or 2 o'clock on the 15th or anything that week should work. So we're just trying to set the sale date and the sale time, and then from there we plan to to reach out to investors and try to get as much interest in the bond sale as we can to get the best rate of interest on the bonds. So I think I'll defer to the board and to the superintendent to see if that date works, or if we need to look at a different time or date. We could have a meeting at noon on the 16th. That would be fine. If it needed to be at 3 in the afternoon, also that's fine. So whatever works for you and your schedule, we'll work around that.
June 16th at noon works for me.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, in the motion. Yep, that works. In the motion, Zach, we need to name that date in both times, correct?
Yeah, so in the resolution that you got, I've got it kind of as a placeholder. So I think in the motion we might set that the bids are due by 10:30 a.m. on the 16th, and the award or the meeting date and time to award the bonds to the low bidder will be noon on the 16th. So I would then be able to accept the bids and then present them to you at noon at that meeting. It'd be a pretty short agenda item, but would give us time to coordinate with the firm who's the bidder, who bids the best rate, and just ensure that we have everything that we need for that noon meeting to make the award and then authorize the issuance of the bonds. So yes, I think that's a good idea, and that we should reflect that in the minutes.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Zach or Rick?
No.
No.
All right. Okay.
So what specifically do we need to read for the motion?
I think if you make a motion to approve item 8 as presented, with setting the date and deadline for the bonds at 10:30 a.m. on June 16th, and the award of the bonds the same day at a meeting starting at 12 p.m. Something similar to that should do it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, Do we need to repeat all that, or can I just say so
I
moved?
can make that. I make the motion that I just presented.
I second that. Morse.
Got it.
Okay. Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. Item 9, discussion.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Zach.
Thanks, Zach, for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Will that be a virtual meeting again?
Yes, we can make that a virtual meeting.
Okay.
All right. Brings us to item 9, discussion and vote to approve or not approve revision of instructional calendar for the 2019, like 2020, 2021 year, right?
No, it is 2019-20, and this is just a technical piece that we have to do because Joy Hoffmeister had no education going on from the end of spring break, or the end of spring break through April 6th. So that we're just updating our calendar and showing that as emergency days in our instructional.
I remember that now. Okay, so 2019, 2020 school year.
So it is this current school year.
Oh, okay.
And it's in blue, and it's the emergency days COVID-19.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yeah, it's fine. What's that? How close are they?
The only thing I did notice, and I don't know that it matters, Jennifer, there was 4 half days in the color code, but there's 6 half days in the calendar, and then snow days, there was a couple that are listed in the legend but weren't highlighted on the calendar, but I know that's already passed. So I don't know if we need those corrections too, or we're just trying to get the COVID stuff on here.
I think we're really, the only change should have been those COVID days as emergency days to our instructional calendar.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 10 miles apart.
All right.
I move that we accept the corrected calendar.
Second, Alan.
And Cliff,
Yes, Cliff, with the motion, sorry.
Yep. Clift, then Allen. Okay, any other questions for anybody? Nope. All right, call roll, please.
Gill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. Item 10, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the proposed summer hours. Miss Jennifer?
Okay, so we've been doing this the last few years where we have our summer hours are Monday through Thursday. We put in 10 hours during those days, and then we're off Friday. So we're proposing to start that on June 1st and go through June 30th, where the office would be open Monday through Thursday, and we would work from 7 to 5.
Through
For those-
July 31st.
Through July 31st, that's correct.
So will this be also reflected on the website so those who are planning for any enrollment can check it and see it and hopefully know ahead of time?
Yes, we can post it on the website and also on our doors. And I think last year we even put it in the newspaper.
Maybe also we have our Facebook page. Maybe we could do it on that too.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Just because I know if we're not doing anything after hours for those that work to come in, I sure would hate for them to at least make the trip on Friday and they can't come.
Right.
Right.
So we'll make sure we get it communicated out.
Thank you.
While we're on this subject, Mr. Crosland, would you go through the agenda from now till June 1st so that we have that in public record?
Yes. Now to June 1st, once we go into phase 2, which we'll be hearing hopefully from the governor by Friday of this week, if we enter into phase 2. And once that happens, we will resume normal hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, And that will take us all the way into June 1. Then we hit summer hours and go from there.
Okay.
And hopefully we will be back to those hours 1 week from today.
Yes.
My fingers are crossed. But I want everyone to be safe. So it's.
I make a motion to approve the summer hours. More.
Second, Clift.
Got it.
Okay, call roll, please, Kelly.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Gertis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
The summer hours, they're gonna count for Michelle too, even though she's new. You're not gonna make her work 5 days and everybody else to. All right. Item 11, motion to vote to approve or not approve resolution for schools and libraries universal services, or E-rate, for 2021. This resolution will authorize the filing of Form 471 applications for year 21 and payment of the applicant's share upon approval of funding and receipt of services. Jennifer?
So this is, again, it's for next year, but it's just a technical document that we include. We've already approved the bids for these earlier. I don't know if you remember, we had the bid resolution. So this is just kind of saying we've filed for these forms, we've approved the bids, and we acknowledge the amount that the district has to pay on this. So it's 90% of category 1, 85% of category 2 on that. I think the total is 30,000. So it's just an acknowledgement that we know the district is responsible for that amount of funding for the work that's being done.
Yeah, I think we approved the E-rate contract and the bids in March meeting.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions? No?
I'll make the motion to approve. Morris.
Second, Allen.
Got it.
Got it?
Yep.
All right. Go ahead, Kelly. Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Gertis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. Item 12, motion and vote to approve or not approve BSN Sport and Nike agreement with Chickasha Public Schools. Jerry Don. Thanks in your form, Jerry Don, for spelling out in there that it's not legally binding contract, that it's just an agreement that did. I benefit from that anyway. Go ahead.
Okay, so what we've done in the past is each coach was responsible for ordering for their sport. So we use multiple companies, we use multiple brands, and we didn't receive any kind of benefits for that. So we're just trying to uniform our spending and receive as much benefits as we can. So if we go with one brand, obviously we will get free merchandise from that. If we use one company, we'll receive free branding, the ability to get kickback percentage at the end of each year, which we were not getting any of these before. And I think it'll be beneficial to our school and all of our sports programs. Anytime you have more money, that can't be a bad deal, I don't think. And Nike wants us to use Nike for all varsity uniforms, but the varsity stuff, so junior high, practice gear, that kind of stuff, we can use whatever brand as long as we're going through BSN, which is one of the largest sports dealers in the country. That's why they're able to offer such big discounts on all their apparel. They will put up a website for us to go to with all our Chickasha gear for patrons and fans to shop at, which we don't currently really have a Chickasha shop, so they can go online. And every dollar that's spent, we'll be able to get 5% back at the end of that fiscal year on that as well. As you can see in your packet, it lays out everything for you, all the discounts. So if you guys have any questions, we listened to 2 different companies, me and Mr. Crosland, and this was the best deal for us.
Okay, I have a question. We'll still be able to buy like t-shirts and all those kinds of
Oh, yeah.
things locally?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
That
not
was-
right. It's not to take away from your local t-shirt company, anything
Okay.
like that. But any dollar we spend, it will get in rewards. But if we want to use local t-shirts for whatever event, we can do that.
Okay.
So they're really just wanting uniform sales, which we do anyways outside of the community. So that's their
And
big deal.
shoes. And shoes.
Do
I
what?
saw shoes in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can get a discount. So we don't have to uniform our kids in the same shoes. We don't have to all
Okay.
wear Nike shoes. They can wear whatever shoes they want, whatever they buy.
Did
But
see that the head coaches all get a free pair of shoes though each year? Didn't it have that in the agreement?
that's what it says. We're going to find out. That's what sold me on it. So I'm just kidding. But what we'll do is we'll set up for, football, baseball, soccer, basketball, kind of your major sports. We'll set up a locker to where those kids can go on and buy specific stuff for their sport. So basketball, for example, there may be 5 basketball shoes they can get on there all at like 40% off. If coaches want to use team shoes or team colors, they could go on there and get that. And then even though we get that 40% off, every dollar that we would spend at the end of that fiscal year, we would still get 5% back off every dollar.
Nice. And I'll be able to get on the website store, Jerry Don, and get a Nike hat with Chickasha on it.
Yeah, they're working on that right now. So I've got some examples from other schools that do this, but hoodies, pants, t-shirts, jackets, hats, you name it. And it'll have all that stuff on there. We can also use it. So right now, a lot of our sports use a catalog sales called fan cloth, which you get back a percentage for every item that you sell. We can use this the same way on the online shops and do away with that other fundraiser. So we can really uniform the way our athletic department operates.
I have a question.
Mhm.
On your rebate that comes back when they purchase, like for instance, if we buy something, football locker, does that rebate go just into a general
Yes.
total that then you'll allocate just how it needs to be done throughout the athletic
Right.
department, or how does that work?
So from my understanding, I think it comes back in the coupon so you can spend it on goods.
And so then you like redeem it the next year and use it?
Yeah,
and-
yeah. So
Okay.
let's say we sold $100,000 worth of stuff. Total from all of our sports, fans, kids buying stuff, all that stuff totals 100,000. We would get an additional $5,000 in rebates the next year. So those could go for uniforms or basketballs or whatever we need that next year.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. It's the thing I like about it is we weren't getting anything before. We were using all these different companies and brands and there was no kickback. So now we can spend the same amount of money and receive a kickback off of it.
I like the rewards program.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a 3-year agreement. But they said that it's usually re-upped if we want it for another 3 years or another year or however we want to do that.
I move we approve it.
Second, Alan?
Got it.
Okay, call roll, please, Kelly.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Yes.
Clift? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Jerry Don, Rick, thanks for going to work to find ways to save us money and
Thank you.
have good products too. Thanks.
It's going to be.
Okay, I didn't get Curtis.
Yes.
Okay. Clift, I need Clift.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, item 13, discussion and vote to approve or not approve the district negotiation team with members being Rick Crosland, Jennifer Stegman, Seth Meyer, and Debbie Davis.
So this is the team that I'm recommending for us to do negotiations with, both Case and CUDA this year. We have received notices from them for their intent to enter into negotiations with us, and those were sent to you earlier today, and they've been posted online. So I just ask for your consideration to approve this team, and we will start scheduling negotiations for June and July of this summer.
I think it's a great idea. I love
yes.
it.
I love it. Thank you for working together.
I move that we accept this team for negotiations.
This is the best way to welcome Seth in. I second that.
Got it.
Okay, call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. Item 14, consent agenda.
There is one correction on one item that I'd like to make in the consent agenda. It's for the job description of Director of Operations. The length of contract says 196. That is not correct. It is 260. So Dan, the man, has a lot of work to do, and 260 will not even really cover it all.
Okay.
So you're changing the days?
Days from 196 to 260. And what this is on the Director of Operations, this is just retitling what we've had as Director of Maintenance and Building and Grounds. So this is just a changing of that. We will not be posting this position or anything. It's changing Dan's job description.
Okay. I had on the minutes for April 13th, 2020 special board meeting, need to reflect on the transfers workday adjustment section of agenda A, or sorry, exhibit A. During that meeting, the Pam Ladyman at the top of that section was pulled from that change. Job description stuff was pulled. The minutes don't show it.
Rick, is that what was reflected in the revision that we got in the emails?
That part was not reflected in what you got this afternoon. That's why we're calling it out now.
Pam, I had a question on I for the annual renewal with the Washita Valley Head Start. Is that?
Yes, sir.
And then Rick may chime in too. Is it normal for districts to do those services and not have any kind of cost sharing or anything like that associated with that? I know we have in the past, and this matches what we've done before. I just know that our spec ed people are already in high demand for the number that we have, and looking at everything else, I just thought I would ask.
Way we have to do it, if a child is 3 years old or older, between starting with us as a pre-K or kindergartner, we have to provide services.
Okay.
And so this just confirms that agreement or that obligation, but we are obligated for any children 3 years old or older.
This just makes it formal.
Yes.
Yes, sir. We send our speech path, PT, and our OT, and one special ed teacher to Head Start. Right now, the past few years, it's been every Wednesday morning to provide services to kiddos over there. They do it as a joint service.
Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome.
Okay, I have a question about the change order on Angel Johnston and Blasting Game. Do we know why they're more this year than they were last year? Do we have a reason for that change?
I think there was an increase, but the other piece on it is the reviewing or auditing the federal programs. There's an additional report that they do just on our federal programs, and that was an additional 4,000, a little over $4,000.
Okay. I guess my next question is on my, my usual monthly statement about title funds.
When are we gonna get them?
Yeah,
We're about out of time and we've hardly collected any. We're at 6% for the year.
We're still working on it. We have that 500,000 claim in. It keeps coming back. They're asking for additional documentation. They're just being really specific. This time, the latest correction that they've asked is we have an employee that is an instructional coach a third of the time. And so they're wanting to see that third distributed all the way out across. And we originally had her at halftime. So the money was spent out early, I guess. But it's kind of hard with teacher retirement and the federal matching, what they're asking us to correct. We can do it, but it's just a little bit harder. Hasn't been an issue in the past. This is something new that they're requesting. So again, it's just everything that they want done.
Well, so my next question would be, since we've collected 50,000 of 875, and they're the reason for the holdup, will they extend our date if they haven't approved all of our claims by then?
Probably not.
Are we the only one that they are being this particular with, or was everybody notified that this was required?
I am not sure. I do think that they were audited federally over their operations. And so I think that is part of the things that they probably had pieces that they weren't doing correctly. And so now they're making sure that the districts are doing that correctly, because I do know that they were audited. So I think that's part of it. We also have a new, our person that kind of oversaw our claims and stuff retired. So we have a new person, and sometimes they're a lot more literal on the requirements than somebody that's been there for a longer time. So I think that's probably another.
Okay. Well, I guess I just want to make sure that we make a note that we're talking about $820,000 just in Title I.
Yep.
So, and we're 30 days from the deadline.
What would our priority level be on this? I'm a little nervous.
Big, number one.
Okay.
It's huge.
I had it flagged too, Robin. Don't feel bad.
Well, if we run down the list, we're also, we're only at 30% collection on IDEA. Mm-hmm. We're only at not even 1% on preschool. I can roll on down through here. We're only at 30% on adult ed. All together with every federal program, we're only at 44% collection. We have almost $2 million out in federal program monies. And we're 30 days from
carryover on that, but even the adult ed, the claims have been submitted.
Okay. It worries me.
How confident are we that we're not going to have this new person like kicking them back, and then are we just basically like at their beck and call and their timeline?
Well, as soon as we get a correction, I'm sending an email and asking for what needs to be done and on that. So I think we're pretty close. We've made corrections and we've resent the claim several times now and made corrections. So I think we're down to the last little bit on it.
Okay.
Same thing with IDEA.
IDEA, I thought we were pretty,
We still have 295,000 uncollected.
there may be some carryover that we have, but
It shows we've collected 36%.
I know we have claimed up through, I thought, March on those, but I'll double check on that.
Title IV.
Title IV, we should have received all of that money.
It says we haven't received any in our report.
Zero.
That claim's been approved. Title IV, right?
Yeah.
You said Title IV. Yeah, that claim's been approved. And our title, our RLIS, that claim's been approved.
For the total amount?
Yes.
And we still have about 80,000 to collect in adult basic ed. So anyway, federal program money scares me.
We are going to have a larger carryover this year. I don't think we're going to spend all of it. I think intentionally we want a little bit of carryover, and they're allowing flexibility this year to carry over, but we will have the money in.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like on the one, you're dealing with somebody that is newer or something. They should have given you all those corrections. They should have given you a list of corrections the first time, not giving you one or two corrections. You send it back, they find one or two new things. You send it back, they find 2 or 3 more new things. So
Right.
if that happens again on the next one, Rick, maybe jump in with Jennifer and you guys jump whoever you're working with and go up their chain of command and say, hey, we got to get some resolution.
Yeah.
I know that other districts are having similar problems. I don't know how widespread it is, but yeah, we're to a point where I think if we can't get it passed through, then we need to go to the next person up.
Or get some kind of guarantee of extension to work through the nuances that they want and the way that they want their font and columns to line up or whatever it is.
Jennifer is correct. They were audited and they've had to change a lot of their practices, but having to do one claim over and over again, I can't tell you how many times I've signed it. Yeah, for all the corrections.
Jennifer, when do you expect to hear from them on some of the larger ones? And is it the same person for each claim or for each different category?
The special ed is a completely different department, and they're usually pretty quick on approving and getting those back in. All of our Title II, all of those claims are the same person, yes.
Okay. I have a question on on the change orders. I noticed, I just don't remember seeing the actual, the assumption of responsibility that has now been written up, included in our packet. So do we have a process that we can implement or protocols to make sure, because it just worries me. It says it's, got to be noted and now we're in violation. Is this something that we can nip before it happens?
As far as the change order?
Well, like on the spending, that we didn't have enough funds to cover it. So we had to write up, that it's now noted that it's, in violation. Is this something that we were notified that needs to be done? We weren't doing, so we hadn't seen this particular piece before. I mean, is there something we can implement to prevent it from happening prior to having to have a violation?
So on the 2 change orders, one was, I think we had a contract for the blasting game. We should have looked closer at that contract. I think they just increased the PO from the previous year on that. So we have noted that we need to look at the contract and make sure we're using the contract, the PO. On the other one, we have them sign that assumption of responsibility, but it was where they had one PO, they weren't going to use that PO, so it was moved. The money was moved to the Walmart for them to use the Walmart, and then they ended up using both. So it was just a communication error, and we're going to try and stop those, but that's why we're having them sign that to say, hey, you need to make sure that this happens. But more than likely that will happen from time to time.
So the violation is actually just document it happened, so that way for all these audits and things, it can be tracked.
That's correct.
Okay. I have a question. This might be a Jerry Don question. And I'm just out of curiosity, on a lot of our gate now that we're not able to take advantage of and that obviously are used within the programs, what's our contingency plan? What are some of the other schools doing? I mean, obviously we don't have any gate funds.
Right. So we're okay through this year. If we don't have gate next year, it would be a problem for sure. That's something that we're in I've been in communication with some other school districts, and they're kind of in the same boat. They're just hoping to be able to play and get the gate.
Okay. So just kind of we'll have to wait and see thing, everybody.
Right.
Okay.
But like I said, this year we were good. We missed out on soccer tournament, track meet, baseball tournaments. So those are all money makers for us. But thankfully we didn't spend like I want to. No, but we got some money in the bank.
On the page in our finance packet that says athletic funds, and it has all of the amounts it looks like that are remaining. Are those activity funds or general funds that are given to them?
Those are activity funds. So
all of those are?
I believe so, because we should have spent all the money in our general fund already.
Okay, and like there was a payment to OSSAA for 19,000.
Correct.
That have been for a tournament that we had.
Yeah, that's OSSA basketball area tournaments. We hosted 2 of them. We did 3A and B, 3A and A, I think.
And I did notice that we've made a couple of very big payments to BSN. Do we get any credit for that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Have we asked them to retro it back?
I tried. That didn't really work.
Didn't really work. Oh well, you tried.
I have one on the payment register. We have 2 $10,400 payments, both to Industry Systems within the same month for the very same amount. What are those?
Kelly would probably be able to answer this better, but it's probably just where
it's the building fund.
Yeah, it comes out of the building fund, and probably we paid.
I paid 2 months at one time.
Yeah.
We paid 2 months in the same month?
One was on 4/9 and one was on 4/23.
2 of them, $10,400. Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure we just got like
yeah.
Hold on, I can't hear. What?
She's probably going to have to look that up. She's not at her computer and get back to you. Something
Yeah,
that's
I can look it up because it should have 2 separate invoice numbers. So I'll make a note and look it up and shoot you an email.
Okay, thank you. I just caught me because it's the same amount, 2 weeks apart. So I wasn't.
With us just working 3 days a week, I think she's trying to get some of them out
It's just
Early.
really hard with trying to get all the payments. I won't have duplicated because like I said, they each have a separate invoice number and the
Okay.
system won't let me duplicate. It'll kick it back out.
So
So
do we have probably some recurring payments that's what I'm wondering. Is it the same type of thing?
yes,
Maybe
it's a
recurring
monthly fee of 10,400 for us for
services?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Gabbard Communications, we put that on hold and we brought it back. Did we change anything? Did we add, take away?
We did not change anything. I still say it's a good deal and we can, the mobile thing, one of the mobile pieces on there is just so that, like, if you pull it up on your phone, you can see it.
Is there an app? Did I see that there's an app?
And we will have an app that we can push out and we plan on using that next year. Yes.
Will that be good? Go ahead.
I did notice that they specifically put CMS on there in a couple of places. Is that literally meaning middle school or is that an abbreviation for something else?
I think that's abbreviation for something else.
Okay. I thought that maybe.
Saw that.
all right, I missed what exactly you guys were talking about.
They're talking about Gabbert Communications
Okay.
contract, but Jennifer's answering. Kara, you had a question you started on.
No, I just wondered if the app will that be like for classrooms or is that just sort of general, the same thing that's on the website?
The app will have like the calendar on it. We'll be able to do some push notifications out to parents and stuff through it. So it is going to have more than just being able to pull it up on your phone. We already have that. That's already part of it.
That'll be good.
I have a question about the instructional graduation coach. I did note that it is the 175 days. Is that right? Can't find it now. Yeah, 195 days. So they're going to work quite a bit outside of the school calendar. Couple of weeks.
Yes.
Okay. And I guess my biggest concern, quite honestly, is number 16. I feel like if we're going to truly make this a mentor position and it's going to be about working with teachers and working with at-risk youth, then I feel like we're blowing our trust if we assign them supervisory duties.
So here was the idea behind supervisory duties. I like to see the high school, for example, have a college and career fair. And that would be a night that they would be there. They would be running it. They would be in a supervisory capacity for that event.
Okay.
I do not see them doing lunch duty. I do not.
It's not, and when you say supervisory, you're not speaking, I guess my first read of it was administrative duties.
No. Whenever they hold an event, and if it's going to be after hours,
okay,
I do want to have an administrator on campus if we're having multiple events. But if they're having a college and career fair, a parent night, whatever, then yeah, they're going to be there running that.
Okay.
So
No,
that's
it's more program supervisory.
Program supervisor, if you want to.
Okay.
And
there's a typo on number 4 that should be work with the school. The minor thing.
Yep, got it.
Professional development is going to be, I'm assuming, a big role in this.
Yes.
And I'm assuming this is going to fall under not only Rhonda Snow, but Seth.
Yes. Sorry, we're monitoring we're monitoring our board meeting. We've had some people that have been trying to get into the board meeting, and Industry Systems has done a very good job of keeping them out.
Wow.
Well,
So that's why my attention keeps going off to the side.
and mine keeps going to my phone because my daughter's texting me, and you all know what that means.
Yep.
Really?
Congratulations.
Yes.
Hey.
We got to wrap this up fast.
As in she's en route or she's there?
As in, don't tell anyone, Mom, and I just said it publicly on there.
You're
job.
fired. Okay, stop there. Stop.
They won't let Robin in yet anyway, so we got.
Yeah. Okay.
On the job description, on that same instructional coach and your education and or experience, it says master's degree preferred.
Yes.
So I know you prefer it, but
Preferred, but bachelor's is what is required.
okay, valid Oklahoma teaching certificate. That doesn't have to specify where or what.
No.
Okay.
And as we've talked before, I mean, this instructional coach position I'm excited about. I think it'll be a really good thing. I do want to stress that oversight on these positions is a must. I'm really wanting to make sure that these can be so useful to the district, but finding the right person is the key, and professional development, innovative ideas, ability to get along. I mean, I'm super excited to see who you find. And I know that you and Seth are going to bring us in some awesome candidates. Not that we don't have some of our own.
Yep. We're excited about what can happen with this.
I'm excited about it. I'm through with questions, Zach.
Thanks.
And all my little yellow notes are gone too.
Thank you, God.
Wait, I'm sorry, I lied. I have one more.
Yeah, I already thank God that you were done. You can't lie and add another one. Sorry.
He's very forgiving, I've learned.
That's true.
Under
He has more grace than I do, though. So no, go ahead, Dory.
Under Gabbard, I have web person ? Have we designated who our web person is going to be yet?
So Jennifer is over technology, and she'll be the lead, but we also have just hired somebody that's pretty tech savvy himself, and that's Seth. So Seth and Jennifer will both be working on it. Jennifer will be the lead on it because she is over technology, but yes.
I have great aspirations for this web page and our entire website. So look, Zach, here, I'm done.
All right.
Last one.
Christy, Kara, do you have anything else on consent agenda?
Nope.
No.
All right.
Thanks.
We have some changes noted that have already been noted. Kelly, you have those?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I would entertain a motion.
I move
So
that we
moved
accept
that we
it.
approve the consent agenda. Morse.
You
Second,
seconded
Cliff.
it, Robin? No. Who? Let's start over.
Robin, just go Robin 1, Christy 2.
There you go.
Got it.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morse,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. Item 15, proposed executive session to discuss executive session authority of Oklahoma statute Title 25-307B1. The board will discuss hiring of individuals listed on Exhibit A, transfer, reassignment, workday adjustments, personnel on Exhibit A, resignations, and retirements on Exhibit A. I would entertain those present will be present via video conference, will be private, not publicly broadcast executive session. Zach McGill, Robin Morse, Kara Gertis, Rick Crosland, Lori Allen, and Christy Clift will all be present in that session. Item 16, motion to vote to convene or not convene into exec session.
I make a motion, we convene into executive session.
Second, Morris.
Oh, Allen motion, Morse seconded.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Call roll.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Gertis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right, we will be back.
We will.
Seth, you will come back, right?
Yet to be determined. We'll see.
On night one?
Okay, I believe everybody's back.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I believe that's everybody.
Okay, just let us know when are we live already? We're good?
Yes, sir. You're good to go.
We're good.
All right. Okay, the board entered into executive session at 7:08 PM to discuss the hiring, resignations, assignments, adjustments, and retirements of individual salaried public officers or employees listed on Exhibit A as authorized by 25 OS Section 307B1. Those present in executive session were Zach McGill, Robin Morse, Carrie Gertis, Christy Clift, Lori Allen, and Superintendent Rick Crosland. No action was taken by the Board of Education. Board is returning to open session at 7:41 PM. All right. Item 18, motion to vote to approve or not approve hiring of individuals listed on Exhibit A.
I have just a couple of changes for Exhibit A. We need to make sure they're listed correctly. Donna Hallmark will not be at the high school. She'll be at Bill Wallace.
Okay.
And then we also need to remove Deborah and Stephen Olson from the rehire list. They have submitted their retirements, and that's also included in this packet. So please remove their two names from rehire. And that's
So
it.
Donna Hallmark is at where?
Bill Wallace.
And what were the other two?
Deborah and Stephen Olson are retiring, so we need to remove them from the support rehire list, please.
Okay. Kelly, you have those notes?
I'm finishing up. Hold on just
There
a
is
second.
one other adjustment to make. Seth just reminded me of that. His effective start date for Seth Meyer will be June 15th, not July 1.
Awesome.
So if you'll please make that adjustment as well.
Okay, Kelly, what adjustments do you have?
All right, I have Donna Hallmark is going to be at Bill Wallace.
Mhm.
Deborah and Stephen Olson are retiring, removed from support list. And Seth's effective hire date will be June the 15th.
Perfect. Okay. Takes us back to 18, approving the hires with those noted changes.
I move that we approve the individuals for hiring listed on Exhibit A with those changes.
Second, Alan.
Clifton Allen, okay.
Yep.
All right. Call roll, please, Kelly.
McGill,
Yes.
Morse,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Gertis,
Yes.
and Clift.
Yes.
All right. Item 19, motion to vote to approve or not approve transfers, reassignments, workday adjustments for individuals listed on Exhibit A.
Have any?
So moved.
Allen is moving, okay.
Mhm.
Cliff, second.
Clift,
Yep.
all right.
Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morse,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Gertis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
Okay, item 20, motion to vote to approve or not approve resignations of individuals listed on Exhibit A, posted with the agenda or received after posting of the agenda.
So move, Cliff.
Second, Allen.
Got it.
Okay, go ahead and call roll.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
Okay, item 21, motion to vote to approve or not approve the retirement of individuals listed on Exhibit A.
So
So
moved.
moved. Okay, go. Second, Clift.
Got it.
All right, good.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right, and we'd like to thank our retirees for their service to the district. Appreciate it. All right, Rick, superintendent's report, you're up.
I'd like to take a moment and recognize our athletes who have been named All-Staters for the 2019-2020 school year. Molly McClary for cheer, Austin Albright for football, Valerie Ingram for softball, Caleb McLaughlin for soccer, Connor Biddy for soccer, and Victor Avila for soccer. Senior salute is this coming Friday night, May 15th, beginning at 7:30 p.m. Staff members will line the road from the stadium to the high school and cheer our seniors on as they parade by in their cars. Everyone is welcome to come out and join us for this event. Social distancing guidelines will be followed. This would have been the night that they would have originally been graduating. We are proud to announce senior breakfast will be held on Friday, June 19th at Bible Baptist Church, beginning at 8:30 a.m. The senior video will be debuted and senior awards will be handed out. This event is for the senior class only. Graduation will be held on Friday, June 19th at Memorial Stadium, beginning at 7:30 p.m. Each senior will be given 6 tickets, as we'll be limiting capacity to follow social distancing guidelines. We are excited that a way has been found to have a traditional/formal style graduation for the class of 2020. Please note these events being held depends on are able to be in accordance with state, local, and health department guidelines. So as many of you might have heard, the economy has been suffering from the pandemic and from the shutdown. Unfortunately, this will be impacting our budgets for the next school year. At this time, we are projecting approximately a $2 million shortfall. The district administrative team has been working to identify ways to address this shortfall without having a direct negative impact on our students. Over the course of the next few weeks, we'll be rolling out our plan. It is our goal that no one will be without a job and no program will be cut. Some people will be asked to work in a different position or capacity. Some projects will be held back, but I guarantee you everything will be continually reviewed and assessed for savings to the district. The last day of school is this Friday, May 15th. While the year has not ended the way anyone would have guessed, I can say that it is ending on a positive note. Over 25,000 meals have been served to students since the shutdown. Students have been engaged in lessons and classwork through our distance learning plan for the past 9 weeks. Our teachers, administrators, counselors, and secretaries have all worked tirelessly to meet student needs from a distance. Our bus drivers and child nutrition staff have answered the call daily to feed our students across the community. Our building maintenance and ground staff have kept the district running operationally, and the district admin staff has worked to support all these endeavors. To our students, may you have a great summer, and we will see you next school year. To our parents, thank you for all that you've done to make distance learning a success. To our teachers, may you have a relaxing and well-deserved spring break. With that, I submit my report for this board meeting.
All right. Yeah, the team's been awesome. I mean, it's been a weird time for everyone, and the district's responded well. The team's done a great job throwing plans together and making sure kids are fed and taken care of. And we got a great district and a great family for these kids, and we're going to continue to build upon that. So I appreciate everybody. The whole board does. All right, item 23.
I so move that we adjourn.
Second, Allen.
Got it.
Call roll, please.
McGill,
Yes.
Morris,
Yes.
Allen,
Yes.
Curtis,
Yes.
Clift.
Yes.
All right. Appreciate it, everybody.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Have a good one.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.